Good afternoon, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian Chad, and today's entry is related to video games, specifically the classic Mega Man series. I've been kicking around this episode for a while as just, here are some rankings of the Mega Man Classics games, in my humble opinion. I've been playing the Mega Man games forever, and just love whenever a new one comes out, as rare as that is, and I just play them to death. They are just fun platformers to go around in, but I don't want to get bogged down in, oh, here's what makes a Mega Man game or whatnot. They're all very similar in how they play, so I'm not going to get into that. They're all, it's really a lot of minor preferences of why you might like one over another. So I'm going to rank them from, in my opinion, the worst to the best, with the caveat of I don't think any of them are bad. I will play any of them. They are all good and playable and fun. There are some that I much more prefer going back to than others. So in last place, in my opinion, the worst of the Mega Man Classic series is Mega Man 3. It has all of the strengths of Mega Man 2 and all of the problems of Mega Man 1. And it's at the bottom of the list because it's the third game in the series, and they should have known better than to go back to some of the BS of number 1. So it's a little bit more inexcusable. Next up is number 1, the first one. Yeah, it's good, it's fun, it's a bit rough around the edges, and they made a bunch of mistakes that they rectified in 2 and onward, but hey, look, I can at least excuse those. Next, we have number 8, which is the first one that they had on the PlayStation. It has a lot of problems, in my opinion, when it comes to how big the sprites are and how janky some of the mechanics are. I really like, actually, a lot of the aesthetics that they do for 8 and 7, which I'll be talking about in a minute, but it just feels so much more slow and molassesy, and I just don't really care about the on-rail shooter section, or the fly shooter sections that they introduced in 8, and the words jump, jump, slide, slide can haunt many a player. As hinted at, next up is 7, which plays smoother in my opinion than 8, and is just more of like here's a solid bread and butter Mega Man game for the Super Nintendo. Again, the sprite size is kind of big, which makes it feel kind of slow and whatnot. It just doesn't feel as quippy, even if I really do like the aesthetics of it. Coming in next, fifth from the bottom, number 2, which is going to be a very controversial opinion amongst classic Mega Man fans who think number 2 is the best and has yet to be beaten. 2's great. Don't get me wrong. 2 is great, but it's not perfect by any means. And honestly, for me, I don't think the Mega Man series really started to like truly sing at its heights until you got the slide option for dodging, which was introduced in 3, to be fair, and the charge shot as an alternative means of fire. So 2's great. 2's solid. It fixes a lot of the problems of the first one. It has some hiccups of its own that they're still ironing out, but it's quite good. So then we get to 9 and 10 for the next slots. They're kind of in the middle of this whole pack. 9, 10, and 2 are actually the 3 middle slots in this whole band. 9, 10, and 2 all get 9 and 10 get bundled together. They're very interchangeable with each other, and they go very much so back to the Mega Man 2 style of designing. I think 9 honestly has the best weapon selection in the entire series, other than maybe 11. But 9's got a real solid weapon selection. But 9 and 10 are very similar. I think I'm going to give it to. I think I'm giving it to 9 over 10 just for the weapon selection. But they stripped away the charge shot and the slide for Mega Man for 9 and 10, gave those to Proto Man, who takes double damage, and then in 10 they introduced Bass as a third alternative character to play as. I kind of wish they just bundled them all together, but I think they are more solid packages overall than, well, all the previous entries I've discussed thus far. All right, top 4. Next up is number 11. Mega Man 11 is the most recent entry as of this recording. It is solid mechanics. It's approachable for many people. It's got great difficulty options, which 9 and 10 introduced for difficulty options. It gives you back the charge and the slide. It incorporates the charge and the slide. It has a really great weapon selection, and it integrates the optional double gear system wonderfully. It is a very, very solid, wonderful platformer and a great entry point for anybody in the series. And if you want a modern Mega Man game to enter into, I would say 11 is 100% where you should start. Next is 4. So in my opinion, the third best Mega Man game, number 4. They introduced the charge shot, and it has they start getting more creative with some of these designs. I know some people argue like, oh, later in the game they just started getting lazy with their designs. I'm like, sure, you could look at it that way, but you also get like interesting designs. Where else are you going to see like Pharaoh Man, an entire like pyramid themed level like this, and then also have Dust Man, who, yeah, you can make some jokes about Dust Man, but like it's a creative design and an interesting variant of like a machine robot, and then you have a junk field stage with it. I don't know. I think it's neat. I think there's a lot of cool things in Mega Man 4. It's where, as I said, I think the mechanics really start to sing together. Everything comes together just really nicely. Very solid. In second place, in my opinion, second best Mega Man classic game is number 6, which changes things up. It gives you, it has all of the solid level design. So for those of you doing math at home, number 5's number 1 for me. 4, 5, and 6 are all really good in my opinion. They all have really nice aesthetics. 6 has, I think, the most beautiful 8-bit scene in NES game that I've ever seen, with the sunrise or with the sunset in Tomahawk Man stage. Gorgeous. 6 switches up the formula a little bit with the way the rush adapters work, and the way that there are multiple ways to go through courses, like go through the cycle, I guess I should say. There are where you want to start the boss master cycle is very interesting in 6. Also because half of the bosses you have to go back and make sure you beat them in a particular way and make sure you get to the correct boss room for the secret ending or the secret power up, I guess I should say. But no, aesthetically great, mechanically very solid and tight. It's got a good selection of boss weapons. The adapters all work in interesting ways and have applications that make me want to use them in addition to the boss weapons. Solid game all around. Would really recommend it as the NES game to start with, if not for my favorite of the Mega Man series, number 5. Why does number 5 eke out over 4 and 6? I like what 6 does for the way that it changes things up, but I think 5 just does 4, but even better. I mean, it's just like a couple points bonus. It's like, oh, it's a 95 out of 100 instead of a 94 out of 100, but like it's still better. It's great. I love the boss designs. They added a secret pickup in every level for you to get and unlock a secret weapon at the end of the game. I really like the boss designs. Gravity Man is my favorite robot master in the entire series. I just really like the variety of bosses, powers, stages. It all is mechanically tight. Is it perhaps one of the more approachable ones? I don't want to say easier, but is it more approachable than the other NES titles? I would say 5 or 6 are the most approachable of all the NES titles if you've never played any of those before. And if you wanted to play one of the NES ones, I would definitely say start with 5 or 6. Yeah, fine. Play 2 if you want to play 2. Everyone loves 2. But no, I think 5. I think 4, 5, and 6 blow 2 out of the water in my opinion. But that's just me. I understand that I'm already going to have people against me just from how low I put 2 on this list. But that's my opinion of the Mega Man series in a much more digestible manner than me having explained what a Mega Man series game even is. If you don't know what a Mega Man game is, then I don't know why you're listening to this. Go play a Mega Man game. I would specifically recommend 4, 5, 6, and 11, depending on how you're feeling. But hey, that's just me. I've been your host, the Head Librarian Chad. If you want to get in contact with me about anything that I've said, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around Reddit and Discord as Head Librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.